Hi there, welcome to another edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm Adrian Atkinson. In today's show, we take a look at an important aspect of the country's economic growth strategy, the development of shipping and logistics centers and special economic zones. Plus, see what's in store as the capital city's redevelopment continues to take form. Later, Heart Month is coming up and we'll be looking at how weight affects our heart and what you can do to live long, healthy lives. Sit back and relax. These and more informative features are coming up in the half hour.
Violence against women and girls is a human problem, not just a woman's problem. It's a problem for men too. Gender violence takes many forms, including sexual assault, domestic violence, relationship abuse, sexual harassment, and sexual abuse of children. The magnitude of ongoing violence against women and children in our country is cause for alarm. We can end the violence. It requires all of us to end the violence. I call on all our men and women in Jamaica to take a stand. And men, especially, must get involved in this movement to create a better world for their daughters, their mothers, their sisters, their aunts, their uncles, their fathers, their sons, and for themselves. Let's protect and reassure. Let's unite to end gender violence.
Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, available online. JIS is everywhere.
An important aspect of the country's economic growth strategy is to increase output from the productive sectors and increase export. And crucial to achieving that is the development of shipping and logistics centers and special economic zones. We'll learn more in this next feature.
Transnational corporations are seeking more cost-effective ways of doing business. The integration of shipping and logistics hubs with industrial zones is evolving as the less expensive new mode of moving products to consumers, and Jamaica is establishing itself as the fourth node in the global chain.
We're talking about a concentration of entities engaged in global commerce using our transportation infrastructure.
And creating more avenues for Jamaicans to access high-skill level, globally competitive, lucrative employment options. Jamaica's Logistics Hub initiative provides the local business sector with a near-shore distribution advantage, a base for generating enormous cargo flows, either as raw material, intermediate or finished goods, to the world's largest consumer markets.
What we offer is a shorter distance to market. We offer it at a lower cost. So instead of somebody ordering something, a manufacturer, a business, or even a final consumer, ordering something from China, and it takes 3 weeks to get here. If the goods are stockpiled in Jamaica, it can take 1 or 2 days. So it's things like that that we are demonstrating to businesses, to companies, and they are taking up that value proposition that Jamaica offers.
The new mode of operation creates more jobs both at the ports and the connecting industrial zones.
Cargo will come out of the port into the economic zones and undergo some form of transformation. That provides work for people in the assembly, it provides work for the technicians, even just putting in manuals in the appropriate language when the camera is shipped out. And that is where you have more economic benefit filtering into the economy.
Through agencies such as JAMPRO, the government has been attracting companies to set up shop in special economic zones. 16 zones have been identified, and as discussions advance with investors, work has started for the build-out of some infrastructure. It begins with the build-out of the Caymanas Economic Zone, spanning some 200 acres of production space in Phase 1 and an additional 1,500 acres of production space in Phase 2. Coupled with the Portland Bight Economic Zone, it will set the stage for thousands of new jobs, initially in construction-related tasks and later in a range of technical, manufacturing, administrative and related posts.
That is where the companies will require financial services, accounting services, legal services. They're required to purchase electricity, water. All of those economic activities benefit country. It provides employment.
While people will be working in the industrial zones, assembling or manufacturing products, those products will need to be transported, and that opens up work opportunities for drivers and trucking firms. The special economic zones are replacing what we previously knew as free zones and will be the heart and soul of Jamaica's logistics hub. Just as businesses in these zones will need to meet industrial standards, so too will the workforce.
The other hubs that exist across the world, they have zero unemployment. When you have a situation where everybody is employed, crime goes down. Other social ills are removed. The range of industries which we are targeting, biotechnology, medical devices, paper processing. These industries never existed in Jamaica.
These globally competitive companies are looking for engineers, technicians, value-added providers and others with internationally competitive skills and technological competencies. Jamaicans must, if they haven't already, quickly begin the process of getting international certification to fill the new job openings.
The thing is, in conjunction with training, we have to ensure that the training is certified to international standards.
The Caribbean Maritime Institute, CMI, with its School of Advanced Skill, is working with the local universities to train as many persons as possible and provide the required international certification to meet the demands. The CMI is also offering a special training course dubbed Logistics 101 to increase the public's understanding of the hub initiative. This is accessible when groups or organizations make a request.
So people can go to the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce website, the Logistics Hub Task Force, and you can register for this course. Equally, there'll be a link to the Caribbean Maritime Institute website. So you can go there and register, and you can request the course. As long as you have a cohort, we'll take it to you.
The doors of opportunities are open for Jamaicans to seize the moment to build economic success. To capitalize, local entrepreneurs and job seekers must be prepared and ready, globally competitive for Jamaica's changing industrial landscape.
Nutritious food, succulent dishes, superior workmanship, and excellent service. Jamaica is on the go. Let's grow what we eat and eat what we grow. Let's harness the indomitable spirit of our most valued resource, our people. Let's support our local businesses. After all, buying Jamaican means building Jamaica.
Jamaica's capital, Kingston, designated a cultural city, is witnessing a renaissance in its real estate and commercial development, spearheaded by the Urban Development Corporation. We now explore a few of those new edifices, making the city more alluring.
The Urban Development Corporation, in association with the Jamaica Information Service, presents Urban Scope.
The Urban Development Corporation UDC continues to advance and spearhead the redevelopment of downtown Kingston. Among the projects being undertaken is the rehabilitation of a section of the former Oceana Hotel building on King Street, previously occupied by the Ministry of Health, to become the new offices of the Accountant General's Department, AGD. The rehabilitation of the AGD space continues to signal the growing interest in downtown Kingston as the seat of commercial, civic and governmental affairs. It also indicates confidence in the plans of the government to transform the area in line with Vision 2030. Hence, when the need arose to find new office spaces for the AGD, then all attention turned to the downtown Kingston area, and the UDC was enlisted to manage the build-out of the $400 million project along the waterfront. The relocation of the AGD offices to Oceana will also facilitate the advancement of the grant-funded Justice Square project on King Street, as the entity now occupies Public Building West in that locale. The role of the UDC as project manager encompasses design, technical oversight and preparation of tender documents, and overseeing implementation of the work, which should be completed in the fourth quarter of 2016-2017. These works include demolition, erection of walls, tiling, ceiling finishes, and installation of electrical and mechanical installations and air conditioning systems in collaboration with suppliers and contractors. The area being rehabilitated covers a total of approximately 50,000 square feet and takes up a significant section of the ground floor of the multi-story Oceana building.
The AGD office is going to be housing approximately 269 staff members, and it consists of the Accountant General suite. It includes HR department, IT department, auditing department. They provide also daycare for the children of the staff.
Electrical and mechanical work accounts for about 50% of the cost of the project.
That building is going to take about 150 fan coil units, that's AC cassettes, and so it's quite a lot of electrical components, because the entire building was gutted and removed, so all the ductwork had to remove from the building. So it's been totally refurbished as far as electrical and mechanical installation is concerned.
During a tour of the facility in October, workmen were seen putting in ductwork, tiling and installing drywalls and pipes for air conditioning units. After all of that is done, other works will be undertaken, such as painting, installation of doors and windows, and testing of the systems to ensure everything is in good working order. The face of downtown Kingston is indeed changing for the better. A number of key redevelopment milestones can be seen upon visiting the area, mostly facilitated by the UDC, such as the construction of the global headquarters of the multinational corporation Digicel on prime waterfront property. Work has also been done in the Market District by the UDC in collaboration with other stakeholders in upgrading the Coronation Market. There's also the construction of facilities such as the Festival Marketplace and the upgrading of the Kingston Craft Market, among other developments. Another significant entity being rooted in the capital city, downtown Kingston, on lands sold by the UDC, includes the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. Their headquarters is being constructed along the waterfront adjacent to the Bank of Jamaica's car park. The Urban Development Corporation, committed to making development happen that will spur economic growth for the people of Jamaica. To learn more about the work of the Urban Development Corporation, call 656-8031 or visit their website at udcja.com. You may also follow them on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, or visit their information center on the ground floor, Kingston Mall, downtown Kingston.
Urban Scope was brought to you by the Urban Development Corporation in association with the Jamaica Information Service.
Informing, educating, entertaining. That's what we do. Keep watching Jamaica Magazine.
When criminals disagree, they seek revenge. Murder, arson, rape, whatever causes terrible suffering. It doesn't matter who gets hurt. Women, children, and the elderly, they are the main targets. Don't support the criminals. Don't cover up for them. Don't take their money. Take a stand now for the right of our women and children to be free from fear and abuse. Silence brings violence.
A message from the Ministry of National Security.
Lifestyle-related health conditions such as overweight and obesity contribute to the risk of persons suffering from heart disease and other health problems. But that risk can be avoided if people engage in healthy lifestyle practices such as eating properly and exercising regularly. More on what to do in this next feature.
Overweight is defined as having an excess amount of body weight but that can occur from increased amounts of muscle, bone, fat, or water, whereas obesity is defined as having an excess amount of body fat.
The excess fat that leads to a diagnosis of obesity mainly occurs when the body takes in more calories from foods than it is able to burn through exercise and normal daily activities. The result is a major health threat, as obesity is usually accompanied by other issues such as type 2 diabetes mellitus and non-communicable diseases such as hypertension, heart disease, stroke, and various cancers.
Obese men are more likely than non-obese men to die of cancers of the colon, rectum, and prostate, and obese women are more likely than non-obese women to die of cancers of the gallbladder, breast, cervix, uterus, and ovaries. There are other conditions like gallbladder disease of different kinds, which are associated with obesity.
Infertility and poor quality of life can also result. So diagnosis and management of obesity is of enormous significance.
And there are ways to assess it. The commonest way to assess obesity is by using what we call the body mass index, or BMI. And the BMI is essentially your body weight in kilograms divided by your height in meters squared. And we have scales to judge what your weight status would be. Less than 18.5 BMI would be considered to be underweight. Normal weight is 18.5 to 24.9. 25 to 29.9 would be considered to be overweight, and BMIs of greater than 30 are all considered to be obese.
It's generally easier to gain weight than it is to lose it, which means avoiding practices that lead to excess fat consumption is the easiest route to avoiding obesity. But if you're already overweight, the process may be difficult, but it is achievable. You may need help from physicians, nutritionists, physical trainers, and even therapists, so you should seek them out if that's the case. Either way, most experts will tell you that weight loss requires behavioral change, lifestyle changes that are gradual and long-term.
The problem in our society, of course, is the same as anywhere else. Less physical activity, we're working harder, we don't have time to schedule exercise, and of course, unhealthy eating habits. So more fast food, less fruits and vegetables, less freshly prepared foods, and consumption of large amounts of sugar-sweetened beverages. So this is what fuels it.
Eating healthy helps to keep us healthy. Are you thinking about what would be a healthy and balanced meal, but just can't decide on what foods you should be having? Jamaica's food-based dietary guidelines can provide you with answers. The guideline from the Ministry of Health provides information for individuals, health professionals, nutrition educators, and the food industry. It encourages a daily diet of items from all the food groups. That should include fruits and vegetables, as well as peas and beans and nuts. And the things we ought to avoid are clear: excess salt, that is more than the daily recommended amount, as well as fats and oils and sugary foods and drinks. Also,
if you lead a sedentary lifestyle, then it's very easy for you to become obese because you're not going to be able to burn off the calories that you take in. And of course, if you eat unhealthily, you're more likely to become obese because your body's going to store all these excess calories as fat.
So one of the ways to counteract obesity is to engage in regular physical exercise, like going for brisk walks, jogging, swimming, or riding a bicycle. Regular exercises like these burn calories and get rid of excess fat and weight, helping to control blood cholesterol, blood sugar, and even high blood pressure. Experts in health services say children can be set up to become obese later in life. The Ministry of Health is working to address these issues as it focuses on key strategies to improve overall maternal and child health services. Don't be weighted down by obesity. Take charge of your good health. Eat well, exercise, and get about the business of living well.
Next, we have some stories from this week's news.
Hi there, I'm Simone Wolf with your JIS News of the Week. Jamaica and the United Nations have signed an agreement that provides a common platform for development cooperation. Jamaica is among 18 countries in the English and Dutch-speaking Caribbean that will benefit from the UN Multi-Country Sustainable Development Framework for the Caribbean.
By signing this framework, the Government of Jamaica and the United Nations system are reaffirming their joint commitment to the implementation of the framework.
The Andrew Holness-led administration will be making more public assets available to investors through divestment, privatization, and listings on the Jamaica Stock Exchange.
If we want to move from poverty to prosperity, what you need to do is to strengthen the regulatory arm of government so that it can divest itself of assets to the private sector. Government regulates the private sector and private sector produces efficiently. What we have seen around the world is that when the private sector is properly regulated, properly incentivized, in an environment where the rule of law is certain, the competition drives prices down.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness also announced this week that the Urban Development Corporation, the UDC, will be creating a lifestyle district in downtown Kingston. The UDC will be working with the Tourism Enhancement Fund to develop the Kingston waterfront and install multi-use facilities.
The government is strategic in rebuilding the skyline of Kingston. And very soon you will start to see not just the groundbreaking as we're doing here, but you're going to start to see the buildings going up.
He says plans are also fairly advanced to develop Government Circle at the National Heroes Park. And the Prime Minister made his contribution to the debate on the 2016 Road Traffic Act in Parliament this week, asserting that government will employ visible and high levels of enforcement to ensure that those who break the road traffic law face the penalty.
The new provisions and modifications to the new road traffic bill takes us a significant way in ameliorating the critical issues faced by Jamaicans on the roads and achieves our objectives to align the provisions of our laws with international best practices.
Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett has signed an agreement with the Excellence Group of Luxury Hotels and Resorts for the construction of 2 new hotels in Jamaica. They will be built in Oyster Bay, Trelawney, adding over 700 rooms to Jamaica's accommodations capacity. The Ministry of National Security has partnered with telecommunications companies Digicel and Flow to make its Stay Alert app automatically available on smartphones. The app is a crime-fighting mechanism that has a panic mode. When it's activated, it sends an alert to the police that the user is in an emergency situation. National Security Minister Robert Montego says the app, which was launched in February 2014, already has over 40,000 downloads.
With this partnership, we hope to move to about 1 million in very, very short order. So I want to congratulate both Flow and Digicel for preloading onto the phone and also making it charge-free. So even if you don't have any credit on your phones and there's an incident, you can use the app. You can get in touch with the police.
The user-friendly software can be accessed at the Google Play Store. The iOS version will be available shortly. Government has provided $55 million to build a new ward to house the 43 female residents at the Manchester Golden Age home. This is part of $170 million allocated to upgrade 3 infirmaries, the others located in Portland and St. Elizabeth.
The Ministry of Local Government will be using funds out of the Equalization Fund to undertake these projects because we believe that it is important that we take care of those who are less fortunate.
And finally, Sport Minister Olivia Grange has expressed concern and disappointment at the International Olympic Committee's guilty verdict in a doping case against Nesta Carter. She says the Jamaica Olympic Association is examining the ruling.
I want to encourage our athletes, and I want to say to everyone, let us not be apprehensive. Jamaica firmly is against doping in sports. And Jamaica is also firmly in support and behind our athletes. And so at this time, I just want to say to all of you that although we're disappointed about the ruling, remember, it's a process.
And those were some of the stories making news this week. I'm Simone Wolf.
And that brings us to the end of today's edition of Jamaica Magazine. Join us again tomorrow. Until then, you can click online at jis.gov.jm and our YouTube channel to watch more and get the latest government information. Also follow us on Twitter and Facebook and download our Google app from the Google Play Store and stay informed. Until next time, I'm Adrian Atkinson reminding you to take care of your health and make every day a productive one.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.